What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the Roll & Lock M Series XT retractable bed cover fitting all 2020 and newer JT Gladiators. If you are looking to invest in a bed cover that will be easy to use every day if you're frequently using the bed of your truck for gear, hauling groceries, or really whatever else, and you want options out of your bed setup, this is going to be a great cover for you. This is first and foremost great for the JT owner who wants tough protection and lockable security for their items while they're out and about, but also doesn't want to have to choose between additional storage on top of their bed and coverage thanks to the rail system on either side accepting T-slot accessories, including a variety of different crossbars that you can mount on top of this for extra storage. That will give you and your truck the best of both worlds if you have a constantly changing lifestyle. Now, I do want to note that we offer this for JTs that have the trail rail system and ones that are not equipped with the trail rail system, so just keep that in mind and be sure to double check your truck before adding this to your cart. This will give the truck a very finished look with a low profile build, not being too big or bulky, even though it does have a very tough build, and that's going to match with any sleek aesthetic that you have going on with your JT. The hardcover nature will also provide much more security than a soft cover, resisting damage from tough weather, impacts, or even potential thieves thanks to the keyed and twist lock latch. The cover, again, is also easy to use, which will be great if you are in and out of the bed a lot, allowing you to open it easily and for it to retract easily thanks to the torsion spring, so you're not going to have to fight with it. It will also feature a ratchet style latching system with 3 positions if you need the cover to stay partially open for that larger cargo or other circumstances, and when you shut it, all you have to do is grab the strap, pull it back into place, and it's going to stay fully closed until you release it again. Now, best feature by far is the T-rails on either side. Those are going to be compatible with a lot of accessories and crossbars, again, allowing you the best of both worlds if you have an active and busy lifestyle where you need options out of your JT. You can kind of see it peeking out from the front here, but this is going to have a soft cover look with a hard cover construction thanks to the vinyl overlay on top of aluminum slats. Another way you can get the best of both worlds with a seamless look and tough protection. Both will resist all types of conditions, keeping this functioning as new and looking good over time. The low profile construction with the canister on the back that the cover rolls into will also be compact, which is notable considering that it does take up some bed space, taking away from cargo room, but this is going to be about 7¼ inch deep, keeping that precious space a little bit more open for whatever you need to load into the bed. This will also come with absolutely everything that you need in order to install it on your truck with the compatible rails, all of the hardware, and a no modification required install. This will range from roughly $1,900 to $2,000 depending on if you have the trail rail system or not, so again, just be mindful about which one you're adding to your cart. Compared to others, this is going to be steeper in price, but like I said at the beginning of the video, this is going to be a great investment. It does have a more complex design with a lot of fancy bells and whistles within the versatility, materials, and other features that other entry-level choices may not bring to the table. Now, I think if you want more of a luxury option to fit your lifestyle at any moment and have the extra cash to spend on a quality bed cover, then this is going to be a great pick. This kit will come with all the necessary hardware for bolt-on construction, being super straightforward, getting a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me. It should take you only about an hour to get the job done with some basic hand tools. However, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on our JT here, whether you're curious about the install or you're doing this at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 6mm Allen socket, and an extension. What's up guys? Today we're installing a tonneau cover on our Gladiator, so let's get started. Now a quick note before we get started, if you have the full utility bar setup, meaning you have the one on the driver and the passenger side as well as the one on the bulkhead, you are going to have to remove the one on the bulkhead for this install. If you only have the 2 sides, then you're good to go and we can proceed forward. Now once you have your 2 utility rails set up, you can take your 2 threaded blocks and slide them into the rail. We're going to go from the front here, and there's a gap that we can just stick it into. And then just slide one down towards the end of the bed. And then get your other one around the middle for now. We can slide them to where we need to once we get our canister in place. So now we can mount up our rails to our canister. Now you can do this in the truck if you'd like, or if you want to get a buddy to help you lift this in after, you can do it on the ground. You got a little more space to work with it out of the truck. So the first thing we're going to do is remove our cover. We're going to slide this backwards on both sides, and then we can just lift straight up. So now to mount our side rail into place, we're going to slide the opening on the inside here over our tonneau cover and then slide it onto our metal of the canister here. Now we have a hole right down here that's going to line up to a hole on our rail. We're going to take this Phillips head screw and go from the inside out, and then we have this little tab nut here that's going to go on the outside of the rail. We'll take a Phillips head screwdriver and tighten that down. So now we can just line up our rail. Make sure you get your cover into the channel there. Slide it into place. And then at the joint here, you can lift to line up your hole. And then once you have that through, grab your nut for the other side. And your screwdriver on your screw side. And then thread that in. And then repeat the same process on the other side. Now before we lift our canister into the bed, we're gonna have to install this cap on our bulkhead. Now we have double-sided tape strips that are gonna hold this down. There's another optional step where you can run self-tapping screws through the two holes in here into your bed. For demonstration purposes, we're not gonna be installing those self-tapping screws. I'm just gonna use the double-sided tape. So just go ahead and peel the backing. And then just get it nice and lined up. And then stick it down. So now with help from a buddy, we can lift this up and slide it into place. Now we can bolt down our side rails to our utility rails. So we're just gonna find those blocks that we slid into our rails earlier and get the hole lined up with the hole in our mounting bracket. Take your Allen bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer and thread it into that block. And then do the same thing towards the front of the bed. Now once you have your bolts threaded in, you can take your 6mm Allen socket and tighten those down. And then repeat that process for the other side. Next, we're gonna get our lower cover for the canister set up. We have Phillips head screws and these rubber washers. The Phillips head screw is gonna go in from the front, and then the washer is gonna go in between this cover and the canister, and that'll help prevent vibration. So I'm gonna take this screw and put it through, and then I'll flip this over and put this washer on top of it. You can just press it down to get it started, and then just take your Phillips head screwdriver and you can screw it into that washer. And this will hold it in place so that once we raise it up to the canister, it's all lined up and we don't have to fight with it. So just do that for the other 3 holes. And then same thing for the 2 holes on the other side. Now before we get this cover into place, we're gonna have to undo this wing nut and remove this strap. So just twitch to the left to pop that off. Pull your tonneau cover out a little bit to get it over the stud. And then just fold that up and out of the way for now. Now you can raise this up to line up your holes and take your Phillips head screwdriver and thread all these screws in. And once you have all of them threaded in, you can fully tighten them down. Next, we can hop underneath our canister and install our drain tubes. Now we have a hole right here on both sides that we can run our tubes out of. And then we're just going to connect the other side up to this fitting. So get your hose on the fitting first. And then slide it into that hole so it'll drain outside of your bed. Then do that same thing for the other side. So now lastly, we can install the cover onto our canister. Now we have one pin on each side that's going to drop into this slot here. We're going to push it towards the back of the bed, and then that'll line up the hole in the cover to the threaded hole in the canister that we'll put our screw into. Just get it lined up, do the same on the other side. And then just push it towards the back of the bed. And then we can install our 2 screws. So now just grab your screw and come to the side, thread it in. We do have this rubber washer that's going to go on there as well. You might have to lift up just a little bit just to get the hole to line up. And then grab your Phillips head screwdriver and tighten it down. And then do that same thing on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Roll & Lock M-Series XT retractable bed cover for your 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT. Thank you for watching, and for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.